What's going on YouTube? Ichi here. We're back with another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. I know it's been a long time, but I really been wanting to push to finish this series, and that's what I'm gonna do. I owe it to you guys, and honestly I want to see how this ends, because I know we're on the last episode, so it's been a while since I played it, because I had some things going on and I just haven't had the time. But last what I remember is that what happened? We're still in that case where Emma's sister Lana, she's being framed. Same thing with are they trying to frame Edgeworth too? No. They said Meekins, Officer Meekins, and basically Detective Goodman. He was basically killed in two places at once. And then we left off with Gumshoe, I think with Gumshoe, and we're just investigating and getting our information and facts together. And Chief Police Grant, he's suspicious, of course, and Officer Marshall, I believe he's in on it too. But yeah, we're just gonna see what happens and try to wrap this up. Like I said, I want to see the ending of this so I can move on. Okay, where we leave off? I believe it's this one. Day 3, trial former. Yeah, it should be that one. Trial ladder. Yeah, day 3. I think this is it. February 24th, 9:41 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2.
So, what do you think, Mr. Wright?
I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the
Victim was murdered in two different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana!
good morning, Mr. Wright.
I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed.
Hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning.
We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So, how'd it go? This is Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't see capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Lana, don't tell me you... Much to my regret.
Yeah, guys, I'm sorry about all these background noises you hear. You got the damn smoke detector, and there's a truck in the parking lot next door to me. It's like this apartment where I'm at sucks. Like I'm really in the line of moving here, going to a more secluded area. It's like, this is ridiculous. But it's the only time I get to play this game. Is, like I said, I want to finish it. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to push through it. I'm sorry in advance, guys, and I know you deserve better. I want to do better, give you guys better, but this the hand I've been dealt right now. Until I, work on moving out of here, moving to a new location. But yeah.
Much to my regret. I'm as much in the dark about this as they are.
Miss Skype. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall.
What kind of trace evidence?
Bloodstained fingerprints, to be exact.
No.
That's the trump card I have. You can tell it's been a while. My reading and acting is a little off. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you?
In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall?
We have to play the cards we were dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Skype?
Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright.
I intend to, Miss Skype. February 24th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. Oh, we got Edgeworth. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skype. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is.
I'm afraid you'll have to clarify.
It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet, the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time.
But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared.
Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Miss Edwards' car.
Wow, this is one messed up trial.
One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Now, that's what sets Mr. Edwards apart. He sounds so on top of things, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself.
And that's supposed to be admirable? Get out of here, Emma. Very well. Let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day. To the stand.
For his first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department.
The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer?
Rabble.
Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Oh, Meekins? Oh, shit.
Will the witness please state his name and occupation?
Sir! Yes, sir. I'm Officer Meekins, sir. Sir! My occupation is, that would be murder, sir.
Ugh, idiot. Oh. So you're telling us you're a professional killer?
Sir! It wasn't me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I never killed anyone again. Sir, you gotta believe me, sir.
Oh, actually, what we'd like to hear from you...
Sir, we'll call it part of a younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend.
Please, Mr. Edwards, sir. Help me, sir.
Officer Meekins.
Yes, sir.
Give us a report of the crime. Consider that in order.
Sir, yes, sir. As you wish, sir. After all, I'm part of the generation that must be told what to do, sir.
You can't fault him for his lack of enthusiasm. Witness testimony.
Witness testimony, sir. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence from that day, sir. Sir, I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room, sir. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life, and then I did it. I killed him, sir. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake.
So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you.
Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family model, sir.
I see. Then you fainted and a colleague helped you regain consciousness.
Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir.
Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. What I need here is more info to work with. Cross-examination. Okay. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the garden that day. Alright, let's press it. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not?
Yes, sir. I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir.
Yikes, now there's a scary thought.
Evidence transferal was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed.
I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir.
The Blue Badger?
Sir, yes, sir. It's a lovely police mascot created by Chief of Detectives, sir.
Oh, that thing?
I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transfer process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir.
Hmm. I see. Sounds like a very important mission.
After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around, sir, that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room.
Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room.
Tell us, what did you see when you got there?
Saw a suspicious person on security screen and rushed into the room. What are my evidence here? 'Cause I haven't played this in a while. Good Miss ID badge. King of Prosecutors trophy. Nah. On the day of the murder, got the knife, Edgeworth's knife. Traces of victim's blood, no prints. Parking lot stub. Miles Edgeworth, the time. Blue Badger panel. Was dancing. Blood loss, autopsy report. One knife wound, died within an hour and a half or 4 p.m. Victim's memo in the trunk. SL9. The word muffler or the call made to Emma. Damn, we got a lot of evidence. Angel Star. Bloody shoe. Bears trace of blood from Goodman and Lana. SL9 found at the crime scene wrapped in the defendant's muffler. ID card record. Miles Edgeworth and Goodman. Who the fuck is 777? That's obviously the killer. Fingerprint set, screwdriver, AI 16. Grant's request. Half written document dated can only be submitted to the chief of police. Well, somebody didn't finish writing it. Obviously a forgery. SL9 incident. And that's jar and found on a bloody handprint left in evidence from the print had been wiped. Marshall's fingerprints. Okay. In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct?
Precisely, sir. I have one right around my neck.
So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right?
There it is. I found it. This is the one right here, sir.
Could you please read us the number?
Yes, sir. It's 4989596, sir. That's my number, sir.
I see. But the number 4989596 is shown as being used twice.
Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. And the second time is when I went to get him after everything settled down, sir.
I see. So it was during that second time when...
Yes, sir. That was when I spotted the man on the security screen.
Data added to the ID card record. We was missing those numbers. So... Okay, so... Yeah, okay, so it was Mika's number. So the dude logged in and he was waiting there for a minute. Like he was waiting for like a good like hour. Damn. Yeah, let's just press everything, you know, go through it like we usually do. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you?
It was a knife, sir. A knife.
Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then?
Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was.
You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into.
That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand.
Well, maybe if you kept your cool with your hand, it wouldn't be...
When I saw the blood trickling down my hand, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar.
Grabbed him by his collar. What exactly do you mean? What exactly do you mean when you say you did it?
I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into Kung Fu films, sir. Like the Bruce Lee shit, sir. I love it. Jackie Chan, Snake in the Eagle's Shadow. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched a knife from him, sir.
You took his knife? Damn. Got some Kung Fu shit.
I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man.
I see. He must have been desperate.
The next thing I knew, his white collar was drenched in a sea of blood. And then the next thing I knew...
Yes?
He punched me right in my face, sir.
After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. About what time did you regain consciousness?
No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know? I was unconscious, sir. They asked me a dumbass question like that, sir.
Alright.
According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. Mr. Wright.
He hit me again, right in the head, too. I woke up crying, tears of pain.
That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is.
When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir.
Your mission?
Yes, sir. The Blue Badger, sir. I returned to the entrance before things got out of hand.
Well, we can all rest easy now. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened.
Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim?
He's got a point there. Yes, Officer Meekins?
With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Grant delivered it to me this morning, sir.
The chief?
Delivered it? Well, what is that? A videotape?
Yes, sir. That's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera rooms and evidence rooms, sir.
What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape, and I was told it had been mistakenly erased.
That's quite the mistake.
I just do what I'm told, sir. I'm the only thing I'm really good at.
Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Jesus. Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim.
Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me.
A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? That's good, man. Or somebody... That's Marshall dressed up as Goodman. You can't even see his face. It has to be Marshall. Yeah, you can't see his face, like... Something fell, though. There's Meekins. That's cool, they got 3 models in here. That's actually pretty dope. That music, man, creepy, though. Dang, he just swung on him. Oh, that's crazy. That's Marshall, because Marshall always got that knife that he be shaving with. he's knocked out. Well, at least he didn't kill him. Oh, well, he wanted to set him up, so yeah, he was gonna kill him. Still fucked up though. Couldn't even see his face. Like, that's Marshall though, because Marshall's working with Grant and they're both corrupt. Yeah, Edward. Edward is pissed.
Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us?
What in the hell was that wiggling piece of plywood?
Sir, that was the pride and joy of the entire Criminal Affairs Department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir.
Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Security video adds to court record.
Yes, well, anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter, someone in the evidence room, and some sort of, activity did take place.
Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness testimony will suffice. Is that alright with you, Officer Meekins?
Yes, sir. As you wish, sir.
Witness testimony.
His face can't
be clearly seen in the video. But there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. Sir, I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprints too, sir. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must have been him. No one else could have unlocked it, sir.
What's this about the fingerprint?
Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by a detective that it belongs to.
Intriguing. That would mean the victim at each crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with the contradictions. That's where I have to start. Okay, cross-examination. Yeah, his face can't be seen. His fingerprints. Let's just press him. Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with the knife, I mean.
So, sir, if you must label people as having seen or not seen the man's face, sir, I believe it would be classified as the latter?
The latter? But you were standing right in front of him, were you not?
More to the point, you are the person who fought him, aren't you?
Oh, yes, sir, but I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people when talking with them, you see?
Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer.
Still, I'm sure it was him. I bet my badge on it, sir.
There's no point questioning that the person was Detective Goodman, sir. But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Goodman's face.
Well, I suppose you might say that, sir. That is, if you must label people as...
Did we do that already? Seen anything?
Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it.
Why is everyone looking at me like that, sir? Sirs? If I have to label your stares as disturbing or...
Enough, Meekins. Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you testify.
Yes, sir.
You claim that the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why. Are you positive it was him?
He opened a lock which required Detective Goodman's fingerprints. About these lockers, is there no other way to open them?
No, sir. I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past, sir. They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir.
I wonder what kind of methods he tried.
If a man opened the lock with its lock, which only responds to his registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to.
That's exactly my point, sir. And this too.
The locker he opened because it was locked. How do you know that information?
I've heard the rumors, sir, from people out in the know, sir.
People in the know.
The workers in the department, cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed. They gossip and tell rumors. Hell, they even talk about Jessica. She's dating Goodman, sir. And she's like 20. And Goodman's like, Grant. Grant's like 50. And he's dating Jessica. It's crazy, sir. They also listen to my romantic trouble, sir.
For the record, the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source.
So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint.
Must be him knowing that's kind of locked it. However, the most important detail is not shown in this video. The man's face.
Sir. If I may say something, sir.
Please do. After all, you are the one being examined.
I don't understand why the man's face is so important in the case, sir. I mean, if it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock, and it was his hand that tried to thrust the knife into my body, sir, my settled state can testify to this, sir.
Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie.
That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it.
Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again.
Is there a problem with the security video? Alright, let's look at it again. Let's look at the time though. Alright. Meekins came in at like 50. Then the Goodman came in at 5:14. So they had their fight at 5:14. Supposedly. But we don't know who that 777 is. But they had the confrontation at 5:14. So alright, let's look at the video again. Yeah, we can't fast forward. That's military time. 3, 4. Yeah, that's the right time. 5:14. 1700 hours. The glove fell. And Meekins came up. And then he's right-handed. Meekins' blood is on his coat. Because Meekins said he cut his hand and Meekins grabbed his collar. And the blood got on his coat. Yeah. Yeah, we can't see his face. Regarding the video contained on the videotape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange. This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman, obviously.
But what? This video contains such a contradiction? Oh, excuse me, I kind of messed up my line there. What? This video contains such a contradiction?
Interesting, Your Honor. I have a proposal.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth.
I propose that we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video.
He would want me to point it out. A jerk. Come on, you can't take my word for it?
Very well. The proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us the contradiction you speak of.
I have to point out a problem in the video. Oh boy, this is the first time I ever had to do that.
You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward and rewind and pause the video. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing.
Sir, please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video, sir.
How did this guy ever become a police officer?
Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates the man may not be Detective Goodman?
Alright, hang on. Was Goodman left-handed? Time of death, February 5/14. Cause of death, loss of blood from chest wound. Wound was caused by a knife. Single stab wound was found. Yeah, he was killed by a knife and yet he's using a knife. Isn't that weird? Alright. But yeah, Goodman's using the knife though. That's what I'm talking about. Like, he had the knife. And the glove fell. Meekins. Yeah, the knife. The thing that's strange about this video would have to be this.
Hold on a second, I need to use my eye drops. Well, I don't get it.
Would you mind if I borrowed your eye medicine?
Don't look at me with those blurry eyes.
Before your eyes get too teary, perhaps you should think this through again, hmm?
Alright, let's try it again.
Just remember one thing, Mr. Wright. Every time you point your finger, someone gets hurt.
Said the one pointing his finger at us.
I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of.
Well, I mean, obviously you can't see his face. I mean, like... What is that? What does it say? Only assigned lockers, only the assigned detective print can unlock an indicator lamp lights up when it's open. And then that locker gets open later. I forgot whose locker that was though. I just noticed it. The fucking life on the things on the locker's already on. So it's already open. Somebody already opened it. Before he got to it, it was already open. The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Officer Meekins.
Sir, do you mean me, sir?
As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. Yeah. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint, if it's a match, the light turns on and the lock is released.
According to the very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir.
If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. Yeah, it was already on before he got to it. Yeah, it was already on. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker. Let's rewind to a little earlier. Yeah, it's already on. Here, notice the light?
What was this? It's already lit.
Precisely my point, Your Honor. The lock was already open before the victim grabbed the handle.
Order, I say. Order in the courtroom. What was the meaning of this?
It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime.
But the locks are controlled by electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked.
I know. It must be broken. Of course, I'm not an expert in this.
That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction.
Oh well, it just goes to show novices should keep their mouth shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation?
Me, Your Honor?
Yes. Oh, why wasn't the locker locked?
Me, Your Honor? Yeah, so, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator?
Aha, are you going to me now? Maybe something like jam the system's lock sensors? I don't know. Maybe something jammed the system's lock sensors?
Something jammed the sensors? Say, there's something else that seems out of place in this video.
Yeah, I thought so too. There's got to be another clue somewhere in this footage.
Very well. Let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. Mr. Wright, please point out the cause.
And that's where we go to the glove. That fell out. The glove jammed the lock sensor. There we go. Please watch closely. This is continuation of the part I showed you earlier. It's a cool game. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna play through the other games later, not right away, but like I said, I want to take care of my housing situation first.
What was this? Something white fell out of the locker.
But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out of when doors are open, sir. I often fall out and roll great distances when I open up my car door.
Well, we can't be sure that the item was completely inside the locker to begin with.
What do you mean?
The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door?
Inserted?
Ah, so that was the 777. They put the I guess that was Goodman. He came in like an hour earlier with a fake ID, and he jammed that in there for Marshall. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor.
Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out on patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing, my tie chokes me. And I kind of, get aroused by it.
But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door.
Not only that, but disregarding Mika's asphyxiation obsession, not only that, it was also have to be blocked electrical currents as well, something that doesn't conduct electricity. like a rubber glove, like an insulator.
Yes, an insulator, but at the crime scene.
There just might have been something that fits the description.
But sir, by insulator you don't mean?
I think I finally got this figured out.
Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant... Ooh, I messed up my line again. Let me try that again, sir. Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was the insulator that was stuck in the locker door?
It's a glove. I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove.
But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker.
It has a tag that says SO9 incident.
Huh?
The video seems to depict that the victim opening the locker, but that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. The day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins?
Sir, it would appear so, sir.
Order, I say. Order in this damn courtroom. So, are we to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman?
Do not be misled, Your Honor.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
The defense has merely demonstrated the possibility and nothing more. The victim in this video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this.
What?
Officer Meekins, please testify about this.
Sir, me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir.
So they had this scripted out before he went to the court, huh? Of course. Is this a joke?
Very well. Begin your testimony. Witness testimony.
There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card, sir. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used this card.
An ID card record, I see.
I have the ID card record here, Your Honor.
The ID used?
The ID used at the time, 514, is that of the victim.
Just before the crime, Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room?
This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases, Your Honor.
Special cases?
Extremely violent cases involving police staff.
Hearing that just makes my hair stand on end.
Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. Spiky head.
Pinhead.
There was only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon.
Right, I see. Now let us move on to the cross-examination.
Cross-examination. There's one other thing that proves this man was a good sir. ID card.
Let's see.
Yeah, I have Goodman's card. I forgot where I found it though. Didn't I find it in the parking lot? I forgot where we found this though. It's been so long since I played this. Oh, I found it. It says right here, found in the prosecutor's office crime scene.
Alright, let's just start pressing. Is that card hanging from your neck, one of these ID cards?
Yes, sir. The card right next to my cuff, sir. I keep it here so I don't ever forget.
But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that?
Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck, sir. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out my car? Well, the remaining time is my ID card that gets stuck. Instead of the door closing, my ID card chokes me. And I get aroused by it.
Maybe I should just leave this one alone.
At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this.
Please proceed with your testimony.
There's a record of it. Let's just keep pressing. Let it be noted that this is the record the witness is referred to.
Let me see. Yes, that would be it, Detective Goodman.
What's the matter?
According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here.
So it is, Your Honor.
Not that prosecutor again.
Did he kill him again? Hey, maybe he's behind all this. Being a prosecutor, he could have hit the crime.
Mommy, is that man in the blue my murderer? Shh, don't stare at him like that.
You got the wrong color, kid.
It would seem the inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today.
I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. For now, let's continue with the cross-examination.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth. It must be so difficult for him.
Man. They're probably bribing his ass too, at this point. At the time of the crime, detective had to use his card. Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you.
Yes, sir. He didn't show me any card, sir.
Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his card, all he had to do was to show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife.
Maybe he just panicked?
Everything stems from contradiction. Let's point them out.
Mr. Wright, what do you think?
I'm confused.
What?
The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edward to miss something like this.
You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we got.
Okay. There's a record of it. At time of crime, detective had used his ID card. Yeah, 5/18 he came in. But we found it at the prosecutor's office though. And that's it. You found it at the yeah, we have the card. Yeah. Wait one moment, Officer Meekins.
I'm not good at waiting, sir. Just say it.
I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene.
That makes sense?
No, not this crime scene. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Exactly. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card.
A lost item report? It's only half complete.
But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report.
Let me guess. You believe this something is to be his ID card, right?
I can't say for sure, but there's a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card.
Order, I say.
So now,
what does this all mean?
it can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Obviously.
Order, I say. I'm gonna start throwing people out to this courtroom. again, does the prosecution have a response?
I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright.
Bravo.
Allow me to surmise the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekus encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright?
Yeah. What's he up to?
That being the case, we mustn't inevitably arrive at the single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also a fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder.
That is... well, I guess that's right.
There's something wrong, Mr. Wright. Only moments ago, you seemed content to be pointing your finger around.
This isn't going to end well.
Well, it seems you finally realized exactly what you've gotten you. Exactly what... oh, I'm lying. I messed up my line. I'm sorry about that, Director. Let me try it again. Exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove.
Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth.
The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime.
So
the real crime can only take place at one location, the underground parking lot. At the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Skyke, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. Ah, shit.
I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning.
the activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim of Meekus encountered? And where did this person disappear to?
Pick up where I left off yesterday.
The activity in this evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekus encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman.
Just so, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else Lana.
Yeah, I know, Emma. What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? Gotta eject. One moment, Your Honor.
What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you just proven.
Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecutor's trap.
You activated my trap card, Mr. Wright. And what exactly are you talking about?
The cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. No, it didn't. Because they did show them tussling and freaking Goodman just walked off the camera. Well, he wasn't on the camera, but he's off screen. He walked out the door. He left Meekins knocked out. After he whooped his ass. Well, he opened that locker too. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Yeah, the handprint, bloody handprint. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination to the truth of the matter.
Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes, Your Honor.
if the court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witness for this incident.
This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Range to the stand. Here we go.
Mr. Wright, do you mean?
Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness.
Oh, who do you have in mind?
Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room.
The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply.
Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have to testify, what is his or her name?
Chief Grant. He's not even there. We got mad people. I remember her, Angel Star. Cough up drag queen. Lana. That Lana around my age. Damn. Jake Marshall.
Oh, I forgot how I think he sounded like this. I like my steaks just like I like my cauliflower, just from Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, that's his voice. Officer Jake Marshall.
Why him?
I can't let Edruff know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say.
The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare.
Very well then. The court will take 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed.
I think that's how you say that fucking word. Subpoenaed. Nedad.
Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time?
We will, Your Honor.
Court is now in recess. And stay off the monkey bars.
February 24th, 11:32 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean by that? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured everything out yet. Kind of winging it right now.
Lana, you're the one who knows everything.
Emma.
You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Stop being a bitch. Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you.
I don't ever recall asking for his protection, Lana. Emma. I'm Lana.
How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me?
No, I don't. You stupid bitch. Let me stop.
Hey, hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals.
Ah. Hmm?
Ooh, I guess I am. I'll come back later.
Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it?
You got a lot of nerve, pal. Making a detective run all around while on duty. And on top of it, you call me here? I've seen happier people at a funeral.
Sorry, Detective.
You better be, pal. Hey, pal. I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Skype.
That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked?
Yeah. You mean this, right?
My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? Wait, hold up.
Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me to SO9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy.
The SO9 incident?
But Lana, that's...
I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them.
I can't believe you. The chief prosecutor were a witness in that case.
Miss Skype was a witness. SL9 incident files received from Lana Skype. Filed for the Joe Drake killings saw 2 years ago.
Take it from me. You don't want anything to do with the serial murders.
Yeah, I believe you.
Oh, what? Now that I brought you your stuff, you're going to ignore me now?
Emma, but why? Why is your name in here?
My name is there. I don't know. Unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana. This is my incident. Is that...
Oh, is that when their parents were murdered? That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe. Oh, I'm sorry, Director. My lines are escaping me right now. Let me try it again, Director. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Drake killings.
The Joe Drake? No, Lana. That's over with. No.
Emma, wait. She ran away.
Huh? You know, I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal. But I'm out of here. Peace.
Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Diamond Grant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence.
Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck.
I better take a good look at this file. Can I do it right now? To be continued. Okay. So, okay. Wrap that up. Okay. I guess save it. Is it here or here? This is later. Yeah, here's good.